Sound check, sound check. We're good? All right. Hope so. Anyhow, haven't done these in a while. I didn't even check when was the last time, but I think it was in June, possibly. I don't know. Anyway, welcome. Let's see how the sound is doing. If we're live. Didn't show up as live yet, but hopefully we are. Let's test this out. Go to my profile, and yes, we are live. And let me hear the sound. I don't know. Anyway, welcome. Oh, we're good. Let's see how the sound is doing. Okay, so we're good and clear. Wednesday Beerathon. So welcome. What is it? 1 minute in. All right. Hopefully some notifications walk down, and we're good to go. And as always, the most beautiful sound in the world. That's what we're starting with. People in the U.S. don't like a big head, but this is what it looks like. It's a little overpoured, but that's big head anyway. Because this is a big cup, a mug, I have to put two Modelo's in there. And this one will pour a little slower. Oh no, we poured it so slow it caught the napkin. Anyhow, which voice should I be using to be loud, clear, and very well heard? I guess my natural one. What are you gonna do? But anyway, yeah, let's go. Let's go, and let's be a little lively. But finish pouring this. A little bit more to go. A little bit more to go. Now we're getting to the dimensions that are acceptable. Yeah. Throw this out. How you like my background, by the way? I think it's pretty cool. It's a AI generated background themed on the movie Blade Runner. Oh yeah. Now, for Zev Gutkin, this is a beer with head. A little closer, a little farther away. But anyway, it disappears. See, disappearing beer. Cheers, everybody. All right. Take a little sip. Ready to go. So, I'm trying different lighting here. Change my location. I'm in a secret bunker in an undisclosed location, like the great one would say. Mark Levin. Anyway, so I got a good. No, it's not good. So, yeah, what are we going to talk about today? Let's talk about me, for example. I'm cool. I'm hip. I'm happening. Yeah, I've quit LinkedIn. That's the big news. I've quit LinkedIn. LinkedIn. Now, well, if I did, I wouldn't be here. Eh? So no, I did not quit LinkedIn. I just slowed down. Why? Because of changes and because I got bored with it. That's pretty much it. So LinkedIn used to be cool. Now I feel it is no longer so cool. So no, it's still a great platform. I mean, it is an awesome platform to connect with people. It is an awesome platform to meet people, to connect, to just make a first connection. It's if anybody says, "Oh, I'm sold big time on LinkedIn," I don't think any big deals happen on LinkedIn. I think it's just nickel and diamond stuff. But sure, there's some people that will sell something on LinkedIn, but it's definitely not a main source of income. And if it was, it would be more like Fiverr, or Upwork, and all these other gig stuff things, but you know, the gig economy's booming, keeping people broke. If you want to make deals, go off LinkedIn, meet the people in person. That's where it happens. I just did an awesome post on that, and yeah, I mean, go LinkedIn, go broke, or go to people's offices, steak dinners, beer. It's made a great connection, made new friends. But the first thing we did was we went out and just had one beer. That's how I make friends. That's how I make business contacts. And that's the one thing that's hard to do on LinkedIn. Drink beer. Sure, you can have Zoom beers, Zoom coffees and stuff, but that's not the same thing. So, anyway, it's Wednesday night, end of August. Summer's gone, and I've decided to start a new business in Greensboro. I will be announcing it, but I just got to find the right strategy for it. But I got a life insurance license, and it took me a while because in Greensboro, it's North Carolina's got an interesting agency called SBI, and I don't know what else they're doing. I think what they're doing is it's a law enforcement agency. I just think it took them way too long to go through my background check, which like servers like Checker. I don't know how in depth they go into what, but like Checker has it done in like 2 seconds, and North Carolina SBI took 3 weeks to go through it. So it's kind of like, hey, you know, maybe you should speed it up and not holding up other people's money. Because if that was the case, I would already be making money. Now I'm not making money yet with it because I had to wait for SBI. But water under the bridge. That's all done, contracted, ready to go, and you'll be seeing more of the content relative to that coming up in the near future. But for now, I've left LinkedIn. I'll go back to my LinkedIn tirade. When I've not disappeared from LinkedIn, I used to do 200 and something. Uh, I used to do 200, 300 comments every week, but I'm just checking the sound. But now I'm like, you know what? I focus on ncwebdev.com. That's the business page I have here. I focus on my personal stuff a little bit, but I focus on YouTube channel, ncwebdev YouTube channel, where I'm posting a video every day. And then I'm also focusing on Glober business page here on LinkedIn, and we'll be reworking that whole entire website, glober.com. So we'll see how it's going to go. But yeah, we're definitely making some big changes and stuff. And the funny thing about LinkedIn is I just stopped posting a lot. I used to do 2 to 3 posts a day and 20, 30, sometimes 40 comments a day. And yeah, sure, I had impressions and I was getting the reach. But after a while, for some reason, LinkedIn just caught on to my 3 polls. They used to get like thousands of impressions. I think the poll, I'm not going to share even the screen, but I think one of the polls got like 10,000 or something impressions over a period of like 2 months. But it was getting impressions still at the time when the poll was closed. And I'm like, yo, the poll is closed. There's no reason to show closed poll to people because, sure you'll get, I mean, any exposure is good exposure, but, is better than nothing. It's still exposure, but you really don't need to be showing 2-month-old poll that's closed and, it's not really doing much for me. So I was like, no, let me just, the heck with it. I'm just going to quit LinkedIn and try to convince the platform to stop showing those 3 polls. The one got cut off quite fast. The other one was the biggest one was, and strangely, it only had like 9 replies to it too, and it's just LinkedIn for some reason because it was like, well, why are you on LinkedIn? I think it was the name of the post, so LinkedIn liked it, and so it was showing it, and I was like, People don't comment on it. People nothing. It's just a closed poll. What are they gonna do? With very little. It was the sample of the answers was so small. It was like on such a small sample, it doesn't even matter what anybody does. I mean, unless you're gonna get like 50 to 100 replies on a poll, it's the sample is too small to be relevant to anything. So I stopped posting. So now my still one of the three polls is the most is the most impressed, but as of most impressed LinkedIn because it still leads the weekly number of impressions. And guess what? The topic of that poll is now 3 or 4 months. It's ice cream, and so LinkedIn likes ice cream, so it still keeps showing my poll every I don't know like 100 or 200 times every week, and I can't shake that one off. And I mean, in the meantime, I'm doing like topics of discussion, deep thoughts, and all this other stuff. LinkedIn doesn't like it, just like the closed poll. So I'm like, you know what, LinkedIn, I ain't playing this game. So get this third Modelo out of the way because that should just about fit. Yep. His head is not that big because it's already poured into a glass that the beer was poured into, but still, you know, still all right. But you see, the bubbles are not holding that steady, and they're pretty big, and yeah. So you should always, if you want to make a big head, have a clean glass. Pour a little, make it foamy. Pour the rest, and then top it off with extra foam, and it will stick because on a clean glass, it'll stick. You don't get uh, piss water like this. The beer's got to have a nice 1 inch thick foam, as far as I'm concerned. So that's how I left LinkedIn, and I'm focusing on YouTube. I can show statistics, but I'm not going to bore everybody. Yeah, cheers, Carell, wherever you may be, and wherever I may be. And yeah, too bad Freya's not here. She's That's the other thing is people just disappear from LinkedIn, like just poof, and they're gone. So it's kind of like you tried to get like even a pod going, sort of like a sort of a pickup pod, and yeah, on a pod, it's kind of like they don't. You have like 5, 6, 10 people that comment on their post, they comment on yours, and they're like, "Oh, I gotta go," and then they disappear for 6 months. Then they come back like nothing ever happened, whatever. So I don't know. That's why like LinkedIn is weird, and the funniest thing about that is I've been off of LinkedIn now, like of the hyper active stuff. I mean, like I said, I work on the other pages, and I do make a couple of posts and comments every day still. I don't know if every day. I mean, I took a couple of days off, but anyway, watch that, and then my following is still growing. So you know, if you really want to grow fast, you gotta get into a pod. But if you just want to go and take it easy and just grow and connect with the right people, not with the masses. I mean, I feel that like I think 3,000 followers is kind of like respectable. It's not like you're gonna outdo the 10, 20, 30, 50,000 follower guys, but influencers. But I'm like, you know what? Most of them are just faking it anyway, and they're not really making any money off of it. They're just here just because they're getting paid to be here. I'm not getting paid, you know, by any. I don't have a sponsor. Modelo didn't send me any money to show them on TV today. So I do all this by myself and on my own. And then now I'm going to be doing the insurance thing, open up an office, and being happy in Greensboro and keeping up with my travels as well because I love traveling. So even if I get a property near Greensboro and stuff, I'm just going to be still traveling, going around the country. Been living in hotels now for a couple of years, and I like it. There's nothing wrong with it. People are like, oh, you live in a hotel? I'm like, yeah, my son's gone, so I'm alone. Don't have a wife. Not looking to get a girlfriend anytime soon. I did 2 times 7 years in a relationship, two separate ones. That's why 2 times 7. But yeah, I'm good. I don't need this crap. I just enjoy life, beer, yes, good dinner, good food. Yeah, one of these days these are gonna kill me, but hey, enjoy life. People are like, oh no, I go this. I'm like, the hell with it. Wake up in the morning whenever you want to. Don't force yourself. Wake up with a smile. Be happy. Shit happens. I just watched one of the favorite YouTubers is like, hey, you're gonna f up, so don't worry about it because no matter what you're gonna do, you're still gonna f up eventually. And once you f up, well, then you just say the hell with it, and you wait for the next time you f up. So hey, who cares? Enjoy life, green grass, stuff like that. I've been using the gamma has been. I've been using the presentations. I've been doing a lot of gamma stuff, and I've been putting it in and posting it on LinkedIn. I'll show. It's one of the things I want to show is or describe is how I do a bunch of bunch of YouTube videos in a very short time. And it's funny because people, a lot of stuff, many of the comments that I get, like despite of like being very, I would say insightful, the videos, and check them out. Let me know what you think. And NC Web Dev YouTube channel. And despite all that, I'm looking at it and I'm like, and the comments come in and like, oh, this is AI slop. And it's like, yeah, but A, it's declared, and B, it's not just like I told AI to just create a video about something, whatever, because I do play around with the prompts. I do play around with certain wordings. I mean, being a writer all my life, I do play around with all that stuff. So it's, because AI by itself can't operate, and whoever tells you otherwise is an idiot because AI will always need people. By always, because never say never, I mean in a foreseeable future, probably in our lifetimes. Anybody who's alive today will most likely not be alive when the true artificial general intelligence comes in. Why? Because, and I've said this also, I had a big conversation about it, and we chatted with ChatGPT on that topic a lot. Is the simple you the simpler reason is you cannot simulate humans on a digital platform or electric based because computers are just zeros and ones. We are chemical. So if you want to make human decisions, you have to know the chemical balances. And we don't understand how many milligrams of some certain chemical it takes for us to feel love, hate, emotion, or something. We understand how they basically work, but we don't understand the details. How you want to replicate that. And if you want to replicate that, you can't even replicate that chemically. And we don't even understand chemical computers, although there have been experiments about chemical computers, but we don't understand them. We don't understand the chemical balance of our bodies. We just understand that love has a chemical, hate has a chemical, depression has a chemical, and we're able to counter that in certain ways. But we don't know if it's 0.02 or 0.07 to make the right decision. So how the thing that we don't know how it works should now be working. We have to emulate that in a digital world of zeros and ones. It's kind of like, what are you, nuts? You're just BSing people. You're never going to have AGI that's going to replace humans. So, but as long as that happens, what the great thing about it is once we stop hyping it and we understand it fully and say, okay, AGI, I mean, AI is great. It helps. It speeds up a lot of processes, but it still needs the human oversight. It will still need. So we're now, I think, more than in a phase of like AI taking over. We're more in a phase of let's find out the sweet spot between the percentage and between the tasks that the AI does and the human is required for. And once we find that out, we're going to be perfectly fine. Then we can start developing an AGI, but for that, we would have to first fully understand human emotions. And God, we're far away from that. And so I would say Again, estimates are poor always. I mean, unless you're Nostradamus, who just got to speak generically in order for people to believe you. But the thing is I think it's going to be at least another 100 years before we even understand humans. And once we understand humans and human chemical balances, then we could get into like, oh yeah, let's see how we can do that in the computer digital world or something like that. I mean, it's just how it is. I mean, it's how far it's away. So now people like, oh well, you're using AI slop for this because no, I'm not. AI would never create something like that. AI needs me. So it's kind of like it's my knowledge. Like even this image that I made, I said, okay, I mean, the prompt for that was, make it into like set the presentation into the environment of a Blade Runner, and the images should be this neo noir, futuristic, and blah blah blah. And you have to give it a lot of prompts. And now you take prompt from this, prompt from that. You take an inspiration there. You put 10 things together. AI will generate something based on like those 10 or 12 different ideas you've given to it. It does an awesome job, much quicker than if you had to, like, for example, paint all 12 pictures, of course. But that's what it's for. And then you take it and then you again refurbish everything or review and modify. And then you come out with that final product. So it's kind of like, yes, it's AI generated, and I do declare it on my YouTube videos. But it's not pure AI. It's human and AI collab. I mean, you're supposed to collaborate, and so learning. And then just recently, I did another video, and I believe, yeah, I put that on the presentation. I put it here too on LinkedIn. I mean, it's on YouTube, and I'm right now I'm streaming on YouTube and as well as LinkedIn. So we're good. But yeah, I'm talking about between two things, and now I'm more focusing on that. So we'll see. But I did tell. I did say now that the new thing that's coming out. Oh, I did say I did make a video that now it was part of LinkedIn news over the last couple of days that people feel like taking care of AI is an extra job. It's like, yes, it helps with certain things, but it also takes time to take care of the AI. It's kind of like babysitting. So, and I said that all the time too. And I says, I've thought about this quite a bit. It's an interesting idea. Is Are we really in a time that if we didn't have all this tech, would we be more productive, or does the tech make us productive, or does it make us less productive? I believe the answer, because it's unclear, because you don't know what would happen, but I believe tech allows us to do more things, but I'm not sure about the productivity overall, because once you get a lot of tech involved, and my son did a lot of stuff, for example, on the self checkout registers. You get this tech involved, but it has glitches, and humans have to correct these glitches. So then you spend, instead of creating at the time, you have to go and correct the glitches. So it's kind of like, well, what are we doing here now? Getting unfocused. Oh, no, no, no. Is it just, no? Well, we'll see. I'll correct it in case it stays out of focus for too long. Zoom out, zoom in, and focus. Yeah, now it came back to focus. So we're good. Anyway, so would we be if we, like, you go to a cash register, oh, our systems are down and all this. So if that system wouldn't be working, but we wouldn't have to spend the time correcting the system, would the cash register, for example, be able to handle five other customers? Because sure, like if you do it manually, let's say a cash register is an awesome example because okay, there's a certain task and there's an average number of customers a cashier can handle. Let's say it's five manually, and let's say it's what? Let's say it would be like five minutes. Let's say 15 people an hour. Just as an example, a manual cash register. When you go to the lady and you start giving her stuff, she has the belt, she's got the scanner. So let's say she could take care of 15 to 20 people an hour. Now, if she just did it without any kind of computer stuff, aids, would she be able to do the same thing? Sure, she may on the average be doing only 10, but if the full potential is 15 to 20 with the computer stuff, and then you only can do 10, but then every once in a while you have to be down for a couple of hours because the computer's not working, it's not connected or nothing else. In the long run, how does that compute? Does really the technology make us more productive, or does it? I believe in tech. I'm a tech supporter. I mean, everything new that comes out techie, I've had it. I've been learning it, and I've been promoting it, and so I believe in tech. But when I see all the issues that there are related to it, I'm like, on certain tasks, it's not all that it's hyped up to be. I think it's sort of, as much as it helps us progress, it also helps us, or doesn't help us. It just also slows us down a lot. So uh, it's an interesting dilemma. But yeah, let me talk about. Let's see. Let's me have 5 notifications. I'm live. Comment. Doctor this, doctor that. All right, now I'm going back to this screen. It's muted, so we're good. So far, I've been on for 20 minutes, just blabbering away. I didn't even get to the main part. And yeah, it's just talking about the tech. And then we had the conversation, and then I got off the topic a little bit. But yeah, I did post that people are now complaining that they have to babysit the AI. And it's basically, it's like, okay, now I have this AI aid that is helping me with everything. But the problem is I have to babysit it and learning all the new capabilities that it's supposed to offer me and how it's supposed to help me. Now I'm also almost like, yeah, it's me and the AI, but it's basically me having my old job and me also now teaching the AI to do my job. So, and I'm still getting paid the same money. I just have two jobs. So people are pretty stressed about that because the AI is because we're implementing it everywhere, all over the place, and we don't even understand the full scope, capacity, or anything else. So we're just sort of testing out the waters, and I think a lot of workers are taking a brunt of the storm, and they're not really, and they're not handling it well. They are getting paid the same money for doing basically two jobs, and it's not easy. But that's why it's sometimes good to just take some time off and get off of LinkedIn, watch some YouTube videos as you're walking around. But no, it's yeah, been focusing on YouTube. Subscribers grew a little bit, not too much, um, but I'm okay with that. I mean, I'm not looking to build a humongous channel. If I would, I mean, there's ways to do it. Definitely, if you want to build your YouTube channel, you need to implement a lot of YouTube Shorts. I've not been doing those. They help with the exposure, although their viewership doesn't count, and it does get you sort of different audience as well. But still, it's subscribers, it's the numbers. But YouTube Shorts work, and also you need to run with the news more. But since I'm doing a channel that's more in depth, it's growing sort of slower. But I was never one to chase the popularity. I'm just a guy that I like my own peace. I like my own stuff, and I'll do what I want. And that's a perfect example of every time my son used to ask me, like, what music did you listen to? I'm like, well, if I tell you the artists, he looked it up and he said, well, this artist only has like 5 followers. I'm like, yeah, well, that's the guy I like. Because he doesn't do it for the money and for the fame. He does it because he loves the sound, the music, and his work. So yeah, that's the way I do it. That's the same way I do the YouTube channel. I do it on ideas and I do it on things that I think are interesting and worth thinking about. And now I'm going to get to one of the bigger topics. Is one of the ones that I really truly was fascinated by in the last week or so was the entire Cracker Barrel thing. People that never went to Cracker Barrel are now deciding what their logo should look like. Oh no, I used to go there as a child like 20 times on the way to grandma's and stuff. I'm like, yeah, but Cracker Barrel was a pretty irrelevant brand about what 2 3 weeks ago. Now they need to rebrand, and I think they're the most talked about company in the United States over the last week. All the wrong reasons sometimes, but hey, talk about it is a talk about it. I used to work with radio stations. That's what it was. It was like all you got to do is create talk about it. Doesn't matter what. Even negative publicity is publicity. So talk about that. Be happy with it. Do whatever. So let's see how they handle it. Now they reverted back and stuff, but yeah, their redesign. I saw nothing wrong with it, and I don't understand where the flashback came from. I think just people have too much time to worry about BS. But I, for example, and I will state that clearly, I do like their rebrand because it's going towards simplicity. There's certain ways they could have highlighted something. There's certain ways they could sort of improve the new look in ways that would stand out more. But getting away from those 3 or 4 different elements in the logo, something you can't even draw in like one shot. It's like a painting in action and stuff. I'm like, God, you got to put that on a business card. You got to put it on a website. It's going to be so the old logo, the ones that they now coming back to again. It's so difficult to use on anything. It's kind of like, geez, it's 2025. It's not 1950s anymore. And you're not riding horses, and you're not going, you know, buggy carry the horse and buggy is not the taxi anymore, and you don't have a 6 shooter in your on your belt and you're low hanging around low in your waist, and you're not walking around in horse manure in the streets and stuff. So we kind of grew up, and the digital world likes things simple. So it's kind of like, so I understand it. I as much as there may be some background story to them going woke, I really didn't see that. I think they could have made it more exciting, the new logo, a little bit, but not, exciting doesn't mean put a lot of garbage on it. A non-existing, fictitious, smudged up person next to a really detailedly lined out barrel. It's like, what the hell are you doing with that? So and then the entire discussion, and even the president says, well, this is what they should do. When's the last time the president visited Cracker Barrel? So I don't think he's really going to be their, chief sponsor. And uh, and people, on the left of political spectrum are like, well, we're not going there anyway. Bob, we got to fight for that. Get rid of that old white guy. And then the other guys are like, oh, no, we're going to keep that white guy. Well, he's non existent anyway. And he gets in the way of the logo and of the performance, especially in online digital world. You want to keep it simple. Again, we're dealing with zeros and ones. If it was Picasso versus, Mona Lisa, okay, I can understand. Leonardo da Vinci might have a different opinion than Picasso, but they're painters. We're taking a corporate brand logo, and we're trying to make it as simple as possible for people when they're driving 150 miles an hour on the highway, that the logo will sort of shine in their face. So they don't got time to look at Uncle Herschel. Just grab people's attention. It's kind of like stopping to scroll on LinkedIn. So make it simple. You notice all the other brands and the most successful brands have the simplest logos. McDonald's and Nike are like top. And, very popular is also Apple. And if you look at Apple, look at their old logos when they started off first, and they have all these lines and stuff. Now it's just basically a 2-color apple with a little bite in it. So what the hell is wrong with that? Is that a woke company? Like, oh, now all the people that are not woke are not going to buy Apple. Just stupid. Anyway, so that's my take on that. I did make a presentation about that, and try to make it funny. Again, AI didn't come up with that. I did, but we worked together, and I think we made a great presentation and kept it very neutral, and pointed out some of the ridiculous pointers or whatever. I mean, really highlighted some of the ludicrousy and irony in the entire Cracker Barrel debate. But get off a Cracker Barrel and let's talk about something more interesting like beer, because I've just finished my Modelo, and now it's time for my other favorite beer, which I'll show you in a second, because now it's time for a changed mug and the beer. See you in a minute. Nope, I don't need the entire 2 minutes to take up with my beer break. Anyway, fresh mug and a fresh beer, and it's Yingling. And again, I went to the local store across the street, and let's see if you can see that, but it's disappearing. Yep, there you go, 16 ounces. So I went over there and I says, let me get one of those. Let me get two of those big ones, big LinkedIn Yingling cans, 24 ounces. And I'm like, they don't have those. I just want to get two of them. And it's like, but they do have these 1 pint 16, 1 pint, 1 pint, 1 pint cans. So I was like, all right, I get the whole 6-pack. What am I going to do? It's fate. This one, because it's a 24-ounce mug and only a 16-ounce beer, and I'm about to open two of them at the same time due to the size, fits in here nicely with a good head. I'll show you the final product of my efforts in a little bit, but this is what a 16-ounce beer does in a 24-ounce. Yes. So that head is a little bit big, but like I said, 16 ounces in 24-ounce mug, so that one's good. Anyway, so that's the entire Cracker Barrel controversy that I'm like, you know what? Hell with you guys. And I did meticulously program my LinkedIn feed not to feed me that Cracker Barrel BS, because I think what's today? Wednesday night. I forget what my video came out. I think it came out. I'm not gonna look. I think it was 2 days ago. I think it was Monday, and I think it's when I came out. I think over the weekend I was like, I opened up the LinkedIn feed, and I believe 60% of my posts were about the Cracker Barrel controversy. I'm like, I don't think so. I don't want to be watching this. I just kept. I think I deleted like. I didn't block the people. I just said, not interested in that topic. And then the funny thing was, I did that on the computer, and I did that on the phone separately because those are two separate fees depending on what they somehow don't correlate together. But now this is the head that we can have a drink with. But yeah, so it took me about 60 something clicks and a couple, but I did completely clear it. I think since then I've seen like 3 or 4 again that I meticulously blocked. Like I just don't want to see that topic. So now after about 2 days, the algorithm understood that I just don't want to see anything about Cracker Barrel. And you see how this foam's still holding steady. That's Yingling is a damn good beer. Oldest American brewery, by the way. American oldest brewery, established in ancient times. Since you can't see it here, but it's 18 something. It's smudged in a can. I wish I was able to see it, but anyway. So that was the Cracker Barrel controversy. How much time we have spent on here now? 41 minutes. All right. So the one thing I did want to talk about was how I do the videos, because I think I came up with a brilliant way. I haven't seen many of them on YouTube because people consider it to be slop, and I just went through 20 minutes of explaining why I don't see that as being a slop, AI slop, because it's only AI slop if the person who's prompting is a slop. So, but if you think about it a little bit, it's it depends on who's using it. It's kind of like you go to the dentist, for example. I have a big visit coming up sometime soon, the next few weeks or months. But he has the drill there. Now, when the dentist grabs the drill, you're like, all right, I don't like it. It's an uncomfortable feeling, but you trust him. You're like, well, he knows what he's doing. But imagine a guy off the street just walks in and grabs that drill. So it's a tool, and the tool is just a tool. So it's not about the tool doing something good or bad. It's about the guy who's holding it. Same thing as with AI. AI doesn't have a brain of its own. It's just a tool. And if you use it, if a good guy uses it, it's good. If he's an experienced guy uses it, it's good. If an amateur gets hold of it, it can do a lot of damage. Same thing with a, positive, negative character, whatever. But it's just a tool. It's not, so AI slop. But anyway, so this is the way I do the videos. I mean, I just wanted to go through some examples and stuff, but to hell with it. I'm just going to talk about it. What happens is I use a gamma presentation. I think I was using AI carousels for a long time, but I think they're just too monotonous. And they've evolved again. I haven't gone back to it because it's very hard to test the free version, but Gamma has a free version. And if you create a bunch of Google accounts, sort of ghost accounts, you get a pretty decent usage of Gamma, and you get like 40 credits, I think it is, per every generated presentation up to 10 pages. And it's 40 credits you get. I think I got like, what was it, 300-400 credits just for signing up and stuff. And then we did it from like 9 accounts. I got like 2,000 or 3,000 credits worth. And so I gave it a good test run, and I was like, wow, it's very comprehensive. And it's like I just give it a topic. Even if you enter like a link from a newspaper, it will take that newspaper content, but it will fill it with other content found someplace else on the website, on the web generally, through a search engine and stuff. So it's a very good tool. It's very comprehensive. It does very varied presentations. You can set the link to anything you want. Really, I think the limit is like 60. And what I'm using is most of my presentations are 10 But now that I ran out of credits, I started paying the $10 a month. It's not that much. It's just, I was like, before, I have so many subscriptions, and you know how it is with subscriptions. You just want to keep it down a little bit. So before I pay for something, I really know I want to be using it, and I really want to be convinced. And so yeah, Gamma convinced me, and I says, yeah, this is definitely worth the $10. If they raise it to 20, I'd still pay it. But the $10 is definitely worth it. And now I'm want to play a little bit with. They also have an upgrade to $15, where it's $15 a month, and you have animated images. So what I do is I generate this thing in Gamma. 10 pages is what I like. I mean, I like putting. I like making presentations somewhere between 7 to 15 pages at most. The $10 plan allows you to do 20 pages, but I think for many people, for consumption purposes and stuff, unless it's some in-depth topic that nobody really is going to listen to anyway, you do not need 20 slides to present something. And the graphics, as you see the image in the background with the guy walking down the street, and it's an awesome image. I mean, I love that one. There's another darker one that they made. I didn't want to use that because I wouldn't be able to. I don't think you would get the entire show out of it, but yeah. So it generates the images, generates the text, adds in the statistics. On many of the not everything, but on many of the statistics, I go in and I double check and verify it. So that's what takes me more time than it should. But if I'm lazy, I just bang it out like that. But what happens is I get the presentation, I get the slides, I get this, and then what I take is I save it as a PDF. That way I can use the same exact thing, and I do that a lot of the carousels now that I do. I used to do it for LinkedIn only. Now I do it for YouTube, but some of them I do post here. I would say about 2 a week. Some of them on the NC Web Dev page. And what I do is I'll do a gamma presentation, save it in a PDF, and then I use either Gemini, but Gemini tends to do shorter presentations, uh, audio reviews, overviews. I think that's what audio overviews, I believe. But what happens is if you put it into Gemini, there's a button. ChatGPT doesn't do this. Only Gemini so far. I'm not even sure if Claude is doing it. So what I do is I upload the PDF to Gemini or Notebook LM. Notebook LM is free, and you have a lot of control. There's a $16 a month plan, but it comes with all sorts of features and extra stuff I don't really need. I'm paying for Gamma. I'm not going to pay for Notebook LM yet until it's at least profitable. But so far, like I said again, I'm doing everything for fun. It's just sponsored, so I'm trying to save the money. And I'll put into Notebook LM. I have to do the audio review there. It's usually between 12 to 15. Today was 20 minutes, but it started screwing up, so I had to like re-delete it and whatever, and just regenerate it. There are limits on like you can only do like 2 a day, but I mean, who's got the time to do 20 presentations a day anyway? So yeah, generating Gamma, correct the images, correct the presentation, save it into PDF and also PNGs, because that way if you need a slide for something or a what do you call it, um, a thumbnail or something, so you have every slide saved for whatever else you need. And there's a way to do it. I just found a clip. What was that? Let me see. I just found out that Microsoft Clipchamp does the same thing as does a lot of basic stuff. You can do really good audio editing. It's free. Comes in with you paying for Office. You get that for free. So I tried that. It did some audio editing when the notebook got screwed up. But anyway, so that's why you want to save those two. And I saved the PDF, and then I uploaded it to Notebook LM, and I asked Notebook LM to generate the overview. And once the Notebook LM generates the overview, I go back to the Gamma presentation. I use OBS. My son used to do in he does it in his channel. He does in Oh, Adobe Premiere, idiot. But anyway, yeah, beer idiot. Cheers. But it takes a lot of time. And this is what I love to see: the foam sticking on the glass, because that means it's good stuff. So he doesn't Adobe Premiere. He can do a lot of things with it, but what Gamma does is you have the presentation saved there. It doesn't delete any old presentations. And so I go into Gamma back, and I take OBS. I save the LM audio file, which is usually like 20 megabytes. I save it into the same folder. I open it up in OBS as one of the feed things, whatever they call it, the sources. So I have a source of the MP3, and I have the other source, visual one. I use. I'll take a window where the gamma is in my browser, and then I just basically on gamma. Then the second thing they have is a presentation mode, and presentation mode sort of has a step revelation thing where it just comes on and off and stuff like that. So you can shut it off, turn it on, slow it down, speed it up, and you have appearing things. You could reorder the slides, because that's the other thing. Sometimes it screws up the slides, so then I have to redo it again. Again, it's like you can't trust AI to do anything 100%. It needs that human oversight. So that step of transferring the MP3 and playing it over that presentation, it's done in OBS. It's very simple though. It's like really simple to do. You just play the file. You sit there for the 10, 15, 20 minutes, and you just click on next, next, next as the people in the MP3 is speaking. And as you do hit the record, and you do that for the entire duration of the MP3 file and the presentation, basically saves to your disk a 50 megabyte, 15-minute video, and then you upload it to YouTube. And then Notebook LM also prepares for you the YouTube description with hashtags. It writes the based on a PDF, and it writes the LinkedIn post, carousel post description text and stuff. So, overall, I'll make a 15-minute video in under an hour. Probably, if I really don't have to do many modifications, probably half hour. Because gamma presentation, once you get the prompt in, you get it generating. You got to go back and correct some of the stuff. So you correct it in 5 minutes. I mean, the generation. Once you create the prompt and the idea, you know what you're doing when you get used to it, and then you give it certain ideas for images. You give it a certain tone. You could say make it really funny, make it really sad, and to get a strong point at the end on this topic, that topic. Focus more on this, focus more on that. So yeah, the prompting gets a little involved, but yeah, well, it takes 5 minutes to get that. Takes about 1 minute or 2 minutes to generate it, and then basically you have it saved, and then you can use it as a presentation. But then you go back to Notebook LM, you upload the PDF there. It'll take you about 5 minutes. You gotta wait, but in the meantime, you could Notebook LM has a good advantage against versus Gemini, that you can just start generating the text while it's processing the audio. I can do two things at once. Whereas Gemini is like, no, we haven't processed the audio review yet, so that therefore I cannot do. It'll tell you straight out, like I can't do anything else now. Whereas Notebook LM can do two or three things in like 5 minutes. So it's a couple of minutes there, a couple of minutes there. Then you got to listen to whatever the length of the file is, and then just click through the gamma presentation. I take the video and then I upload it to YouTube and copy paste the stuff. Just edit certain things, give it end screens, whatever else, link it to other videos, and yeah, that's it. So yeah, probably the quickest video would probably take 30 to 35 minutes. But yeah, it takes me about an hour a day to make the video. And with that, all I have to do is do one prompt for, now create the LinkedIn description for the carousel for me, and it does it. And so then I have a presentation for YouTube, and I have a presentation uh, for LinkedIn as well. and I don't use all of those on LinkedIn. I use everything on YouTube, and the YouTube also has a feature which is nothing shocking, but it's there, and it's a feature that does you go into your YouTube channel content, and it's something called inspirations, and you can take any video, and it says, based on this video, give me some inspirations of other topics, and YouTube is good in that to an extent where it will give you certain topics that are really cool, but sometimes it goes too much into just one thing. But the YouTube is basing its decisions or suggestions on is other YouTube content. So, for example, you'll ask it for some suggestions, and it will tell you, okay, well, I'm going to suggest this to you based on your channel's topics because there's a YouTube video that I already know that I can tie it into, and so therefore you would be promoted on this on with this video, maybe if it's done right in the way I would like it to be. So it's quite interesting because like you're trying to come up with ideas, but now with the LLM models and AI, it's just kind of like when you do 10 videos and then YouTube just keeps feeding you new ideas, and then you copy those into Gamma and separate them into slides and stuff. I mean, I could go through all this stuff, but if you're interested, I could do a more detailed Gamma insight or elaboration. So that's to save for another time. But the thing is I've been generating so much content for my YouTube channel, and I'm thinking, hey, I'm always going to be looking for guests, and that's the one announcement in the end that I want to make. Well, at least right now, I don't know if it's the end. I may go on for another half an hour, but like I said, it's all about if I feel like I have something to say, and I always do, so it's good. So I could stay here until the morning, but then I wouldn't wake up early enough. But yeah, I'm gonna be going into season 4 of the NC Web Dev podcast, which I haven't been talking about, but we do have a whole 3 years of podcast now. It's usually like 18 to 20 episodes until it stops being fun because I don't do shit that's not fun. I only do stuff that's fun. If it's not fun, I'd be like, hey, listen, I like your project. I know you're trying to pay me money. And I'm like, but if it's not fun, I'm not going to do it no matter how much you pay me. Because the rule number one I have is my soul is not for sale. People like sell their whatever, but I'm like, no, if I don't like it, again, I live for the underground. So I only do things that I like to do. And if I don't agree with that, I don't want to be, I'm just not going to touch it. And so, I only do selective projects. I don't do projects for everybody just for the money. It's got to be fun. So, yeah, I'll be starting next week probably. I'll start doing the more Friday webinars, sometimes with people, sometimes by myself. But now I have so much content from the YouTube that I could just take any one of those overviews that I've created. There's like, I gotta look this up. I gotta really look this up now because I'm thinking I got over 30 topics. Yeah, there we go. NC Web Dev. I may share this one. Sure, why not? I'm live here too, but yep. And since I'm on both channels, we're good. And let me share the screen here because I think that's gonna be good. Oh no 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 no! What do we have here? Here, share screen and see Web Dev YouTube. Here we go. Share, and here we are. And we're gonna go into not live but videos. And yeah, what do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 view, 6 views, 2 views. Cracker Barrel, 103 views. Like I said, I'm not catching all the major streams of views, and I could run some stuff that's talked about and just BS people with, oh, yeah, this is really cool stuff. No, I just do stuff that I like. But anyway, so this is four, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So it's 18 times 4, 72. 4 times 8 is 32 and 40. Yeah, 72 and 2. So I have 74 different presentations, full blown presentations that I've saved also, so in case Gamma deletes it. So just if I do each one of these, and I do only one season of our 20 to 30 fun stuff YouTube, podcasts. What I have 3 years at least, maybe 4 of content that I can do just from these videos. Not all of them are that popular. There's one, Radioactive Wasps, got 47 views. What else was here? Dark Matter of the Internet, Unseen Connections. That's a really good one. 29, 9, 8, 8. 103 was this one. 82. Oh, you love VPNs. Yeah, VPN was a good one too. It's still growing, but yeah, let's talk about cybersecurity and buying VPNs. I saw this video by some lady, and I've been telling this to people for a long time as well. I'm like, let's get out of my YouTube channel. I've been telling people, like, you think, like, why are you using VPN? Well, there's 2 reasons to use VPNs. Number one reason is that you want to circumvent the geo limitations of content so you can watch videos. I use it to watch Czech TV, for example, because I wouldn't be able to watch Sparta Prague, the league games, anywhere else other than on Czech TV. And if it's online, they won't really show you. It's like, it's one thing is about modern tech is like, yeah, it's great. You get access to all sorts of stuff. But for example, how do I get to watch Sparta Prague games in the US? I can't, because it's limited, and it's not about the matter of money. It's about, like, they're just not offering it on the U.S. market in any way. So if I want to watch that, I have to watch it on Czech TV. In order to watch Czech TV, I have to be within the rights and the geolocation of Czech Republic. So I'll use the VPN for Czech Republic, and therefore it kind of creates a tunnel, and that's why I can watch that content, right? I mean, most people do it. You understand what I'm talking about. So, and the other one is, well, I don't want my ISP to know where I'm going or what I'm doing. Well, but if that's your motive, then you really, and this is what that video and presentation go into, and this one thing I may actually really have fun with one time and just do a whole webinar on that, is if you don't like your ISP, why are you using VPN? Or what VPN are you using? Because the only thing you're doing when you're using a VPN instead of your ISP is you're giving your data to somebody else. But do you really understand who that somebody else is? I mean, there was a whole great video about how Facebook was actually charging people to use privacy VPN that was basically just designed to hack their computers and their usage and personal data. I was like, yeah, I've been telling that people for years now. Like, yeah, I use it to watch the Sparta Prague games, and I kind of agree. And I'm like, I'm not doing anything else at the time, so they just see me watching Sparta Prague game. After that, I shut it off. And the other one is, well, if I want to use the private browsing, there's no such thing as private browsing. There's no such thing as privacy online. There is, but you would have to own your server rooms and servers, and I did operate a couple of servers in my lifetime and stuff, so I understand that fully. And when I understand what the people see, like you think you have privacy on Amazon or, Like you don't. The server administrator sees every single one of your files, no matter how encrypted they are. He still sees it. So, yeah, it's kind of fun stuff. Anyway, another refill my beer break. No, just kidding. I'm back. So, so VPNs are fun. If you don't think so, I feel bad for you. I'm still going sort of strong, but only up to my second Yingling. I got six of them because they don't sell them by twos. Oh, little spillage here. Again, a fresh mug, rinse with water. You need any soap. It's good to use soap if you didn't rinse it well, but I don't have the time. But still, Zev, this is what a beer head looks like. Just kidding. You're a good guy, Zev. You post pictures of beer on LinkedIn. You're not afraid like me, so you're always a good guy. People are afraid, like, wow, I'm in the U.S. where we're such Puritans, and especially in the Bible Belt in the South. It's kind of like, oh no, you can't be drinking beer and doing stuff. Like, why not? I'm 18. I was 18. Yeah. Oh, 21, sorry, in the U.S. I'm 21. I was 21 a year ago, so I'm good. I can drink beer. And if there's kids watching, don't watch. What can I say? A beer with a head. Awesome. Yes, still going strong. Absolutely. Let me type that in. But I'm not probably for too long, but for now, because got into a lot of topics. And yep, there it is. There it is. And we can show it on the stream. There we are. So, well, when I'm on the stream, I'm not showing this stuff. But yeah, that's why I don't understand how people like, oh, this is AI slop and stuff. No, it's not. No, it's not. And you people are nuts if you say that. And yeah, one guy actually had the Mr. Paperclip from Microsoft on there that was saying that too. And I'm like, you got AI as your profile pic, and like, and you're complaining about me doing AI slop. So don't be afraid. It can work. I'm thinking whether I should show. All right, I will. It's gonna take up some of my computer stuff, but it did not start up that way. I'm trying to react to fatal stuff, whatever. Studio YouTube. Why is this not hanging up my? Yeah, I got that here, but let me just see something. Tab groups. Yeah, I can create a tab group, but I don't give a shit. Anyhow, let's share the screen here. No, I'm not going to add people. I'm going to share the screen, and I'm going to use an entire screen, and also Brave tabs, but window, I'm going to use no. Here, yep. I'm going to share window. That's why I got to share. All right. So we're now sharing a window. This is what I was talking about, channel content. Yep. Here it is. Is you go. Is this saved ideas? No. So you go deciphering the metaverse, and this is like the entire thing. What I was talking about is you have deciphering the metaverse web design implications, and you click on this, and it gives you a hook, and it gives you the entire outline. Basically, you highlight this, you copy it, you paste it into your gamma, and just do 3 dots, and it'll break it down by pages. And this is where the 7-page ideas come out of. But I sometimes I add slides even to this in between, like give us some specific examples, do this, do that. So I use that a lot. And yeah, you got to go to this content. I don't care about all the suggestions. I give suggestions all day long. Some of them are good, some of them are not. Anyway, this is my videos. I just said I have like over 70 videos now. But what I want to show and get into is the statistics, the analytics. And you have these spikes when you do something really good and not. There's also, if I'm going to do, so your channel got 684 views in the last 28 days. That's what it's about. I mean, the video views are good. Plus six subscribers, 30 over here, 37 last views in an hour. I got 16, but you get to see more. So, yeah, 1, 2. You post a video, it takes you an hour, and it collects views forever. I mean, my son's YouTube channel got just this year like 40,000 views on a video he did 2 years ago. So, what's your digital footprint look like? Just gotta do it. Just gotta have discipline. As long as you have discipline, you're good. But which one is it? Yeah, audience was looking for. So yeah, I got this month alone. I got 560 viewers seeing my videos. And if I go instead of 28 days, I got a 365. You'll see a spike there, which was doing YouTube Shorts. I've been stopping to do. I've stopped doing those now. I want to do some, and I will now again in the new season of NC Web Dev in my last say the 4th year now. So I'll start doing some shorts, and I think there'll be some shorts from this one too as well. And yeah, so this is how we've been growing. I think that I can break this down by month or something. Yeah, over the last year it was 324, 264, 196, blah blah blah. I think there was one view that got a lot too, more than this. Just I don't know. Anyhow, yeah, we got 7,500, and I'm just wondering why this one is different audiences. All right, because I think I have something that, for example, even these statistics is like amazing because something that LinkedIn doesn't give you. Although they do have they track the same statistics, they don't give them to you. I'm like, but if you really want me to like sort of work for you for free, then you should just support me more. But they don't. That's LinkedIn's decision. I understand some reasons, some respects. I understand why. So I'm like, you know, hey, do what you want. But I'm just doing more YouTube now than LinkedIn. And I love LinkedIn. I made a lot of great connections. Say hi to Zev, Barbie, Molnar, and a bunch of others. Like my son mentioned, Freya. She's not been around for a while. Miss her. We have Dejan Krivets, who's been missing in action as well. I believe there was a shorts. I can just go into the shorts, I guess. Let's go into content and shorts. Yeah, it was how to spot AI generated content. Got 1,600 views. That's what I'm talking about. It's exposure. When you do the shorts, you're gonna get some more exposure, and my son does a good job with that on his channel. So help out with that occasionally because online is great with connecting with people. But if you really want to get to know people, have a couple of beers with them. Unless they're recovering alcoholics, in that case, they've been down that rabbit hole and leave them alone. Don't bother them. Respect the fact they made a decision not to drink anymore. But yeah, 741 views. Tyson versus Jake the Fake. 3 reasons your website isn't, I believe, converting. That got over 500 views. Website isn't performing. Yeah. So yeah, so that's what I've been doing, and but I got 104,000 impressions now over the last 365 days, and I have not been focused on this, and this is just that. But if you do all views, shorts 8,600, videos 1,300, live stream 87. All right, so what is that? 8, 6. That's so 10,000. Let's say. Yeah, 10,000 impressions, and I don't spend any time here. So, just how it is. Anyway, shutting this down. Not bothering with this. And I will share my statistics on LinkedIn now, then, since we're here. And I will go into. Post impressions, and I'll do the 365 days. And what do we have here? 365 days. And post impressions on LinkedIn are great. I mean, I got 10,000 on YouTube. I got 10,000 impressions. And on LinkedIn, I got 80 something thousand impressions. But on YouTube, I spend an hour a day at most. But on LinkedIn, I spend 4 to 6 hours a day. And I get this much versus, so it's not 8 times. It's like, no, I don't think so. So it's really not worth it. It's just LinkedIn is a great platform for connecting. It's not a great platform for spending a lot of time on. So bide your time wisely, split it up, take it easy. Don't overwhelm yourself. Some people are like, well, if you do the math, it's not really worth doing this, or the other thing. And I'm like, it's really not worth doing much on LinkedIn. Period. Because LinkedIn is a great platform for networking, and networking means just get the contact, talk to the people, meet them in person, meet them offline, send them elsewhere. Just made a couple of great contacts for example, Instagram, a beer guy that drinks beer, brews beer, I'll definitely talk to him. I'll meet with him. We'll do some fun stuff together. But but that's it. There's no reason to like spend 40 comments a day on LinkedIn. I'm like looking back at it, it's crazy. But yeah, one more statistic I gotta see is all right. I surpassed that, and let's see the audience. I think the followers and stuff, new followers. Yeah, I got 6 new followers. I'm not on LinkedIn. I got 6 new followers in one day on Monday the 25th, and I'm like, you look at it, it's kind of like it stays the same. Like you see here, I used to do 40 comments a day to get 215 new followers. Over here, I'm not doing anything. I get a bunch of zeros in there, which is cool. And yeah, new followers 3, 1, 1, 6. On August 15th, after not being, I got 6 new followers in one day. I mean, come on. So LinkedIn will do whatever it wants to do, unless you do the pod thing and social Saturdays. Sure, go ahead and do it, but still, you're gonna have just empty connections with nothing. So, and so you see, like with me, as far as this is shocking me right now. Is my new follower growth with me being absent on LinkedIn now for the most part, just being minutely present. My growth hasn't changed. So doing 40 comments a day, which takes you at least an hour or two to really make it a little bit more meaningful, even, semi. To do 3 posts a day, which each will take you 15 minutes to an hour. Fine tune it again. It's similar process to YouTube. And I'm still growing to go into like 1, 2, 3 pieces of content a week. And maybe, well, let's see what my analytics say. How many here? Post impressions 523. How many? I don't have that here now. Let's see one more time. Here, show analytics. Here, 2 posts and 14 comments. Like 40 a day versus 14 in 3 days. And my follower growth hasn't changed a bit. You gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. You don't want to be. Come on. You gotta be nuts. You gotta be nuts. How do you do that? How do you go to other channels? Even Twitter, which I don't really have time for. I mean, even Elon Musk decided that I'm just watching some game here is GRI versus Munich. So yeah, that was the German Cup today. But even Elon Musk still calls it Twitter. So X, formerly known as Twitter, now is the official listing in the online stores. But like, yeah, like you want to grow, you grow. Once you get to the 3,000, you're still gonna grow no matter what, as long as you stay present every once in a while and build your other stuff, build your business, do your other things. Don't invest into LinkedIn because LinkedIn's unless you're gonna start cheating the algorithm and people are like, well, you buy my 500. I really don't want to get into this too much, but the thing is, do you want growth on LinkedIn? Yeah, it's easy. Pay a big influencer. He'll send his followers your way and stuff like that. It's just paid. It's not organic. Know a lot of people And I'm not going to name any particular people here, right now, but oh yeah, I bought this thing from this 100 or 200 or 300,000 follower guy, and I'm part of his cohort. And I'm starting my own cohort, and yeah, go cohort yourself out of your brain because yeah, so you can have a cohort from the guy. You're gonna grow, and so what? I'm growing at the same pace, and what am I doing for nothing? And now you have a grow cohort you have to pay for, and those people are useless, but your numbers are growing to get the same numbers that I'm getting free. So is it really worth it? No, I think it's all a scam. And every platform just worries about screen time, and whether it's YouTube, whether it's Facebook, whether it's Twitter, it's all about screen time. But yeah, you can grow any platform you want. You're gonna spend some time on, but just spend it smartly. Don't have to spend 6 hours a day on it. Spend it drinking beers. By drinking beer, you're keeping people employed. That's the number one reason. It's like now, big, especially with Gen Z coming in, like, well, we're not really drinking beer. Well, you're putting people out of work. You understand that, right? What do you mean? Well, because if you don't drink beer, the brewery is going to have to lay off some people. So, if you really want to help out the economy, drink beer. Let's see. Got it back on LinkedIn. So yeah, drink beer, support the workers, support the workforce, and do the job. Another 1 minute off for refill. I think they're getting more crunched up together, right? Yeah. Yeah, 1 minute is too short. 2 minutes is too much, I think. But anyway, maybe not. I don't know. Maybe next time we will do a 2 minute break for refill and stuff. Anyhow, so what I have 3 small Modelo's, 2 bigger, and 3 pints. Third pint of England. That's a good size dose. Kids, don't try this at home. It's a disclaimer. Oh, I spilled it. Now it's spilled. See? This is what happens. Can't see it, but hey, let me spill a little bit. What are you going to do? Nothing we can do about this. So, what else can we talk about? Do we have any questions? Do we have anybody watching? I don't think so because it's 1 o'clock in the morning wherever everybody is. Definitely not in New York or Czech Republic. Czech Republic is still too early to be even thinking about anything. But hey, again, a beer with a good head, with a glass that's again been cleaned and dried a little bit, and I let it sit there. It's the other one, and hey. Just take a little sip. Chill out, relax, watch the skyscrapers and stuff. Had an idea today. I was like, you know what? I love New York. That's why I grew up. It's my hometown forever. It's unfortunately not a place that I can live now at this point due to various reasons. A lot of it has to do with crime and politics. But 9/11 as well. It's coming up, the anniversary again. But yeah, I used to go every Saturday. I used to go up on the Twin Towers when I was going to high school. It was my weekend trip to Manhattan and Chinatown from Staten Island. And yeah, the Twin Towers were my regular stop. So kind of an emotional thing for me. And I haven't processed all of it yet, I don't think. And although I was in the one tower with my son years ago, and because of him, I made it all the way up there. Otherwise, I would never go. That's a different topic altogether. Anyway, so yeah, between New York and between all this other stuff, I'm like, you know what? I think I could build up. I wonder what it would take to build an 80-story skyscraper in Greensboro, North Carolina. I'm like, yeah, it'd be nice. I would build one. How much money would that be? I made an estimate. I was like, probably like $2 billion. So I entered the data into like basically things like I said, 80 story skyscraper in Greensboro, North Carolina. And then Gemini was like, well, this is what is per square foot. I don't really have the exact data. I have the whole elaboration. If anybody's interested, I could send it to you because I have the conversation. But my estimate was about $2 billion it would cost to put up an 80-story skyscraper in downtown Greensboro, North Carolina. And the first thing also I told me was that, oh, well, only 21 stories or something like that, the Wells Fargo building. I was like, all right, cool. So what do we do? I was like, and then he goes into this elaborate thing, how much that would be, this would be, that would be. He says, but the estimates, and now what a shock to me it was, it would probably cost you around, and yes, you guessed it, $2 billion. I'm like, wow, it's quite interesting. I was like, I had it spot on. So that may be my next project. Is I'll start my insurance business in Greensboro. I'll buy a property 20, 30 miles out in Greensboro, buy some farmland. That's what I'll be hanging around because I have no more need to be amongst in the middle of millions of people, especially getting to New York and Prague history behind me, and I'm just drinking, going to bars, and doing whatever else. And I was like, yeah, so I'll move over there and I'll start up an office, and then I'll move that office into the 75th floor of my own building. That'd be a nice thing to have, nice thing to talk about, think about. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I had a spot on. I says $2 billion is what it would take. Of course, you're gonna make $2 billion in a year or two, but to raise some money, you have to get some investors, you have to get some backup cash, and then a couple of other people you have to go into it with. But I have my contacts, and I think I would be able to pull that off a couple of years down the line. So if you ever see a 80-story skyscraper go up, you first you heard it is here in Greensboro, North Carolina. I'm talking about. First you ever heard it was here, and it may happen. Hey, you never know. I just like to have fun, and these ideas just entertain me. And hey, you do things for fun. Like I said again, I only work for fun. And if it's not fun, I'm not going to do the work. But this sounds like fun, and I think I'm willing to do the work for that. So we'll see. But that's the whole thing. Anyways, see, I wasn't going to go long, and I'm not going long. It's only 1 hour and 36 minutes right now. The stream is live, and I think it's about time to end it too. Let's see what my new 2 views are. Oh, it's a friend of mine. Actually, I spent some time on what me and him were talking about. Is Serini Paghi Dial. Yes. So I hope today was educational and fun for you, as it was fun for me, and definitely with my beers. I had fun. I'm still having fun. I keep on having fun, and I hope you will too. And yeah, watch out for us in season 4 of. Oh no, hold on a second. Oh, hold the thought there. Let's do the rss.com and see what the podcast. In case you missed it, learn how to improve. Wow. Guys. I gotta show you guys this. This is share the screen. RSS. Share. Dismiss. Click here to watch the replay on YouTube. The heck with you people. And yeah, here it is. Season 3, episode 11. And we have 2 more episodes that should be on here. At least, maybe more, but at least 2. And so it should be 13. But let's see. How many episodes were in season 2? Was only 7 episodes? Wow. And the first one was 13. I thought I did like 20. I thought I did a lot more, but anyway, you could watch all the stuff on cybersecurity guide, LinkedIn crash course. That was the beginning. 10 stuff. So yeah, you can watch the history here, and that was the. Wait a second. Here we go. Season 1, episode 1 of the interview with NC Web Dev's partner Jason Ho. Still partners in many things, and some things are not no more. But anyway, we published it on March 6, 2023. So that's when the journey started. That's why we didn't do much there, because we ran the season 1 until usually July 7th. Yep, and then again we started in March 24. Exactly. I just did the springtime, but I thought I started in September or something. What was the first one? March. Yeah, I just did the spring stuff, but so 24, and we did the other 11 episodes between season 3. Episode 1 was on January 25. Yeah. So this year we did this, and we're going to start season 4 now. So if anybody wants to be a guest, drink beer, do raw stuff. I mean, we did a bunch of beerathons, and I just didn't feel like Beerathon should be a podcast, but maybe they should. I don't know. Let me know in the comments someplace. But yeah, no, I'll definitely be starting. I would like to do the old school way of having a podcast run from September to, let's say, March or something. That would give us a couple of weeks to do some funky stuff, but we'll see how it goes. Anyway, so season 4 coming up. If you want to be part of it, talk with me about anything from psychology to self-help, improvement, digital marketing, AI stuff. Not being afraid of the camera, because I did a bunch of speaking gigs in front of live audiences, 10,000 people and more. Live TV show, live most watched TV show in Czech Republic, which was Breakfast with TV Nova. And that was, I mean, I did a bunch of stuff talking to people. I'm not afraid to talk to people. I used to be, but not anymore since 94. But when I was sitting there in the TV studio in the morning, the first couple of days, I was like, oh shit, I got those big lights on me and I'm live and whatever I say will be seen by 2 million people like this. And oh, it was stressful. It was really stressful. So I got through that, and yeah, now I'm just comfortable talking anywhere. So if you want to get some practice, I could talk about other stuff, how publicly speaking, and people are like, oh, I'll give you a course for $500. If you want to do public speaking, the number one thing you do is drink beer. You'll be all right public speaking initially, and once you get your feet wet, you'll do okay, because you're only afraid of the things for the first time, and after that, you're like, the hell with it. It wasn't that difficult to begin with. So, yeah, look at me. I'm the skinny young kid now, coming up and coming new star of YouTube. Yeah, never again. That ship has sailed, and so we'll see how that goes. But I like helping people, so I don't like living with people. I like helping people. And yeah, if you need help, reach out. Let's talk. Let's see. Let's be friends. Let's have a beer. I don't know. Let me know where you are in the U.S. Maybe I'll get there. Maybe I'll be there sooner than we all think. We share a beer and we have fun. 1 hour and 43 minutes and 55 seconds. You all have a good night, and I'll see you on a rebound.